Make sure that's off. On our microphones. Robin, welcome. You are our first name to pop up in our little feed here, our comment feed, and today is a triangle day. So it's we have some very pointed tips for everybody today. And Peggy is here, and we're really happy about that. And you know what? Peggy from Ohio is here also.
Yay, I like all
and
the
our
Peggies.
very own special Becky is watching, and Gail. And you know what? We've been on time all week until today, and I don't know what happened.
Me.
But we're going to blame it on Peggy.
Yep, it's
Not
me.
really. You were here. You were here.
Mm.
Everybody, Chris just says, I absolutely love Peggy's layouts, and that was with a capital
thank you.
letters. So you know that means a lot.
I love sharing them.
She does a very nice job, and I'm kind of excited because we've been doing a lot of scrapbooking since we're shaping up this year. We've had card making, we've had scrapbooking, and a lot of, whether you see it on a card, you can transfer that to a scrapbook, and if you see it in a scrapbook, a lot of times you can just transfer that right to a card. And what I want to do before we get started with Peggy is I want to show us. I want to show me what we did yesterday. So we're going to grab Penny's things. She was here yesterday, so we have Penny and Peggy right in a row. And Peggy, if you could maybe hold these up and show us. Penny was our heart gal yesterday, and I love this Christmas tree that she made with
So
hearts
creative.
and added, looks like my favorite little gems from Honey Bee. So she showed us that, and then she took hearts using the Tim Holtz stacked tiles hearts and made the little shamrock.
Hearts are for all seasons.
They are. You always need a good heart. All right, and then she made a really cute little dog, and
Yes, isn't he adorable?
everybody really commented. He's totally made out of hearts. And if you like this dog, be sure and join us on Monday. Diana's here, and she's got 40 different images that she made using shapes.
Wow.
Yeah, you're going to love it. Minions, flowers, birds. And here's Penny's pocket that she made, and this stamp is sending hugs, and it is coming. It's sending from Honeybee. I totally lost my train of thought. And then those are all stacked hearts.
I know,
And
I love how she colored in.
she did the spotlight where you take a die cut and then you color what's inside of it, and stamped it on the black with the white. So that was really cool.
pretty. I really like the craft with the black.
I think the craft and black and red is amazing. I totally agree, Peggy. Love it.
Love how
And that stamp is on its way. So if you were wanting to get that stamp, give us a call, send an email, and we'll reserve one for you when they come. And then here's where she did the stamp for the background.
And I love that she showed how to do the full 12-inch.
Yes. Now we all know how to use a background stamp on a full 12-inch sheet. So that was great. Thank you so much, Penny. Barbara says, shout out to Kelly and Memory Bound. You always go beyond and above and beyond. So thank you. That's
I
so
think
sweet.
that's true.
That's so sweet. Okay. Sorry. I guess it's the Hugs Enclosed stamp. I have a really hard time with that stamp set. They came out last year, and there was a whole bunch of them, and they all had similar names, and I thought that one should have been called Happy Mail, and it wasn't. So let's see. Oh, and Maggie's looking for scrapbookers in the St. Louis area. So Maggie, we sure miss you. You live so close, and now you're so far. The other thing I want to tell everybody about is the 4 new collections. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, speaking of Penny, the Various Ink blender, I think this is a 12 ounce. The big bottle is back in stock finally. It had been out of stock for quite some time. Penny showed us several really cool techniques, and I'm sure she'll be showing us some more with that. Or if you just need to refill your blender marker, because that's the one you use the most, we do have those back in stock, and they are $16.99. And I don't know how many times they would fill your marker, but a lot. The other thing that we've been waiting to come back in stock is the Undo adhesive remover. And this is a must for every home. I've said this before, this is what I give for Christmas gifts. Usually put it in our kids' stockings or something, because it takes off stickers, gum, I've been told it takes peanut butter out of hair, but I have not tried that. We did do the gum demo here at Memory Bound, and we have a video on our YouTube channel all about Undo and how to use it, and we show how to use it and tell all about it. So if you go to YouTube and search on Memory Bound and then search on Undo, you can learn a lot more about it. But I bet a lot of you are using it already and love it. So let's see. Okay, looks like there's some people speaking up for Maggie. Okay, then the big news is right now Diane's not here because she's in class. We said she's going to grad school, and she is taking a class with Janine from 49 and Market. And if you were here, gosh, it was before Christmas when Katie Petit, the designer for 49 and Market, was here. She brought in a little sneak peek for us about all the new 4 collections that are coming, and we just learned that ours order is in picking right now. So that means it'll be shipping today or tomorrow. That means it will arrive early next week. So we just want to show you our sneak peeks again. So Peggy, let's start with this one, the Art Options Rouge.
Aren't these just gorgeous?
They are. So we don't have everything. We have a couple things. This is the Art Option. Oh, let's open that one up because that actually is the washi stickers, which is something new. So this is washi tape, but it's not tape, it's stickers. And you peel them off and stick them on just like you would stickers, but they have that, oh, maybe we can't open it. I thought it had been peeled back. It has it's that same material as washi tape, but so you unroll it and then you peel off the stickers and you can layer them and they have kind of that clear look. So that is a brand new product. Oh, there's lots of wows coming out with that. I love it, love it, love it.
It's beautiful.
So that's coming in, and then that collection is Rouge, and it's from Art Options. They have different kind of like families of collections, and Art Options is one of them, and Rouge is the new family member to that collection.
Gorgeous.
We're pretty excited. This is all coming to Memory Bound. We're going to try to get it listed online today so that you can go out and take a look at pieces and see what you might like. And then the other family is Vintage Artistry, and Tranquility is the new family member for that. And here is the washi tape, which is beautiful. Oh, Peggy's going to pull it. Peggy, that matches your outfit.
Yours too.
Now I know why you like it so much.
It's beautiful colors.
Yes, I love that too.
Beautiful. That might have to come on a layer up here coming soon.
And then they also have the washi tape stickers. They come in this cute little box. And then the film strips are going to look a little bit different because they've mixed up some colors and sizes. And these are the Tranquility film strip frames. And then we opened the paper so you could see the sheets of paper that are with Tranquility. And Peggy can flip through those. Peggy didn't know she was doing all this morning, but she can flip through them and you can get an idea of Tranquility. It's all beautiful. It's going to be hard to choose. And like I said, we're going to have this online today so that you can take a look at the pieces. It probably won't be populated, so it'll look like it's out of stock, but that just means it hasn't arrived yet.
So pretty. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
And thank you for correcting me on Hugs and Clothes. Boy. Oh, I love the butterflies. I could see adding, I'm sure there's some butterflies in the ephemera, and I could see adding some dimensional ones.
Gosh, yes.
A nice neutral back. And the colors are kind of that green and what would you say, a bluey teal and kind of a soft pink.
Ooh, how pretty is that? And look at the
Love
strip here down here that you could use. So pretty. Wow.
Oh, Sharon says she's in the flooding, California.
Oh no.
While we're flipping through these, a lot of people are mentioning they're not getting notifications, and I'm really sorry. That's a Facebook thing. And I would go out and maybe take off the notifications for Memory Bound and then add it back on and see if that helps. And Chris wants to know if this will match Serenity. So Penny, could you get us a piece of Serenity? Doesn't that sound great? We're getting a sheet of Serenity, Chris, and then we'll take a look at it and see. This is all really pretty. I mean, everything they do.
compliment
And
it.
remember, this was all designed by Katie, who was here at our store, and Janine, the owner of 49 and Market, came and visited us virtually the same day.
That was a fun day.
So Penny,
so fun.
oh, that was Katie coming by. I thought you were Penny. All right, so there's the first two. And then Color Swatch is a new family. Thank you. I think this might
I
work.
think it will.
I think it's got the same soft tones. Oh yeah, look at that one. So on the right is Serenity and on the left is Tranquility. And it actually is the, Tranquility is the little sister or little brother to Serenity. They said when they were talking about it that it's the new kind of Tranquility. And Donna says every time they come out with a new collection, it's prettier than before. I don't know how they do it.
I know, but they're gorgeous, aren't they?
Okay, so this is Eucalyptus, and a new family is Color Swatch. And they plan, I think they said 8 colors coming out this year. And I really do like Eucalyptus because I'm a big fan of the greens.
Yes, so pretty.
So that is coming, and we've got a little sample. Here's, I think, a really good swatch of the color is this washi tape. And then, Peggy, if you could open that washi tape up, because there's something new about washi tape now.
Oh,
And Katie was telling us about that they have to print the back anyway. So unroll one of them if you could. They have to print the backs with a solid color. The previous tickets, I think I called this washi tape, and I apologize. These are tickets, not washi tape. I need to mind my manners here and get my words right. So what they've done now is they've printed on the back. Before they were solid, the previous tickets. The new tickets, Katie explained that they have to print the color on the back anyway, so they went ahead and printed other things. And they're almost like more journaling on the back that you could stamp on or write notes on.
how fun is
And
that?
I thought that was a really neat thing. She was
Yes.
really happy about that. Katie said she had to do more designing, but that was okay. So that's Eucalyptus, and then the other color swatch, looks like we have maybe a brother and sister or 2 sisters coming
Blossom.
out at the same time, is Blossom. And here are the tickets for Blossom. And then we have
pretty
several
pink.
samples. Katie brought us all
And
of
it
these
matches
samples when she
rouge.
visited. And then these are the new frames, and they have frames now that match the color swatch.
The rub-ons.
And then you got the rub-ons, which are always beautiful. And I love those butterflies and flowers.
Oh my gosh.
And then that's the collage sheets. And let's open that one up, Peggy, so we can have a quick look at it. And while she's opening that, I'm going to show you the acetate ephemera. They call them acetate leaves. And in the first collection they did acetate, which was last summer, they actually sold out first. So this is the collage paper. So it's a thinner paper to use for collaging and tearing and art journals, but I think I would use this in my other projects too.
Oh, I think
'cause
so too.
It's
These
too
are just
beautiful
gorgeous.
not to.
Absolutely gorgeous.
So I hope everyone's as excited as we are. Oh yes, that pink
pretty.
on the craft really jumps out at you. I love
Wow.
it. So also with the Color Swatch Rouge, or Blossom, I'm sorry. See, I'm getting I opened up the paper pack so we can show them that too, Peggy.
Okay.
And here are the lasers, and these punch out very easily. And on the front here, it's going to show you everything you get with the Color Swatch Blossom. Now, the rouge, I just want to say, when you go out this afternoon, hopefully we'll have rouge all set up. You're going to notice it's not as pink as it looks here because our samples are pink. It's a beautiful green and pink collection. And this is something brand new also. These are the cluster kits. So it has all the dimensional pieces that you need to make these amazing 49 and Market style embellishments. And we're going to be assembling some of those. Diane's in class right now with Janine from 49 and Market, and I can't wait to see what she's got going on.
So there's that.
So this is Blossom. We'll flip through it. Now Diane's making an album with Janine, and I think it uses Tranquility. I'm not 100% sure.
That'll be gorgeous.
So that will be available as a kit. And these are so pretty.
Look at how bright. And I love that.
Yeah, the
how
yellow
the yellow
butterflies
pops.
really pop. I wish I could design stuff like this. It's so beautiful. So if you're just joining us, we just showed you the 4 new collections, or we're showing the 4 new collections from 49 and Market. We're going to work on getting these online so that you can actually go out, maybe get a cup of coffee or whatever your choice beverage, and just browse through them and take a look at them. And we're hoping for that this afternoon. Doug got assigned doing that, so and he said he would work on it this afternoon. But our order, if you're just joining us, it is ready to ship. So it is in picking right now. So it will ship today or tomorrow, and it comes from Michigan, so it's not that far away. Okay, Peggy, I think we're ready now for our triangles.
Okay.
And we did have a comment earlier about Janet's shaped cards.
So beautiful.
And here they are, and you can find her video from Tuesday, and also it's on our blog. And Barbara, we totally agree that we love 49 and Market also. And
Absolutely
we
gorgeous
are
stuff.
actually going to have, I just thought of it, we're actually going to have a special free gift for purchases of the new 49 and Market.
Oh,
so
that's
we'll tell
exciting.
more about that when it arrives. So
Very
today
exciting.
we're getting back into our shaping up for
Yes.
2023, and Peggy is doing triangles, and she walked in and we all went, wow. So, and she's got homeschool for us because she
I did
researched
research.
triangles, and she even has triangle embellishments.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
The more triangles I did, the more excited I got about them, and just I think I really like this shape. So
your
yeah,
pages are just totally amazing, and I love it because you've got photos, and we're going to have some great ideas on doing our own scrapbooks.
Yep. And I'm going to show you how to do one of these layouts here today too.
We
when
love
get
that.
Toward the end. So, like Kelly said, I did a little research on triangles, and I found out there were 6 different types of triangles. And in the layouts, I used 5 of the 6. So,
I think
so
that's
a nice
pretty good.
little variety for you there. I'm going to start with this one right here, and this layout, I'd had the 49 and Market photo strips for a while, knowing that this is what I wanted to do with it, to put small photos in there, but I just had to find the right pictures and the right time, and I think I did. But anyway, I used the Tim Holtz stacked tiles, the triangles, which you said
They're
are
on back
order.
order. We are out of those because our distributor is out of them, but they should be back in stock in the next 7 to 10 days. So if you want to get them, they are just like his other stacked tiles. You get 5 different sizes of triangles, and you get 5 of each size, and they're $19.99. And we'll be glad to reserve them for you when they come in.
So when I got started on this layout, what started me on the layout was actually this picture. I wanted to show this picture because I just love this picture of just crossing the goal line there. And so that was what started it. And then I thought, well, I need banners on there of some sort. And so I used the stacked triangles, and I cut.
You cut out a lot.
I cut out the banners here, and then this is the smaller of the banners, and then I used the second smallest to cut out the black, and then I layered them on here. And then I did the double row of banners across the 2 pages, and this bottom row of banners I pop dotted up. So I used my foam dots
so
and
the
pop
first
dotted
layer
them up.
is
So
flat. I didn't
yes.
realize, maybe that's why it looks so kind of fun when you.
Yep.
So the first layer is flat, and
flat.
the second layer is
Just
popped
pop
up.
dotted up. And then I added little straight banners that are just flat on the page
I
too.
didn't notice
just to fill in a little bit of space along with the stars too, just to fill in a little bit, to give it a little bit more visual interest on that. And then I used like I've said in the past, when I develop my pictures, most of the time when I get my pictures developed, I get them in both the 4x6 size and then the wallet size. And at Walmart, that's a 2.5 by 3.5 size. So I develop both sizes, and then I use the wallet size ones. I cut those.
Oh, okay. So the wallet size worked really well in the
Yep,
film
and just
strips.
kind of trim those down.
And those film strips, I love how you layered the yellow one on the back.
Yes. I mean, they're really very fun to work with. I have some over here
let's see what you
that are
got.
really nice. And it was just the larger strip that I used of the black, and then they do come with a solid strip, a couple solid strips. So that's what I used behind it.
I love it. That is
So-
a great idea. And
and
I
by
like how
yeah.
here you didn't put a picture, you just have a die cut
Yep,
there.
a die cut right there. And then I also pop dotted the top layer up as well. So there's foam tape underneath there to give that dimension as well. And then with all of my little triangles, I decided I needed to have a border on the bottom. I had a few triangles left when I got the banners done. And I thought, well, let's see what it looks like down here. And I thought, I kind of like that as
I like
a border.
it a lot.
So then I had to cut a lot more triangles, but that was okay because you get five
Right.
of each
I was
side.
just going to say
so
you
it
can
doesn't
cut
take
5
that
out at
long.
a time, which makes
Right.
it much easier.
So it doesn't take that long to do. So I cut those and layered those. I had put my black strip down, so that kind of gave me a guide as far as making sure that this border was straight. And then because, I mean, we're all human, not everything does go straight. I put an 1/8 inch border across
just to
the top.
kind of
Just to
clean
make
it up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
to
good.
level it out.
It does look very straight, Peggy.
And then then this one right here is also pop dotted up, and that kind of helps hide any imperfection on the bottom where the points and the flat side meet. So, and this was kind of what I used as my guide for placement of the triangle. So they're 1/8 of an inch in on each side too, so they don't go
And
all
they
the way
worked
to
out,
the edge.
and that worked out perfect.
It did. And then with my title here, this piece right here and this right here on the journal box are both stamps.
Oh.
And we do have them here. I didn't bring them over here
Okay.
with me, but we do have them in our sports section. But I stamped it and then fussy cut around the finger because I just thought it needed something right there.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to, add it over here with the journaling too.
I didn't even realize
So,
we had that stamp.
Yep. And then I
Everyone's
used
loving this.
then I
I
used
just
the
want you
date
to know
stamp
that,
up here.
Peggy.
Then I used the date stamp that Teresa uses all
Oh
the time.
yes, and
I
you
put
did.
that
You
up
put
there.
it on a little strip,
Yep.
so that's neat.
I needed to finish out the banner.
And it did it.
So yeah, and then just punch out some stars and kind of put those around randomly throughout the layout.
And just so you guys know, Peggy's son is a coach, a high
Yep.
school football coach and guidance counselor.
Yep.
And his
That's him
team
right there.
won, was it districts?
They were their district champion, and they made it to the state semifinal game.
Awesome.
So state qualifiers.
Okay, so we have a
Yep.
question about what paper you use, and a lot of this paper we do have.
Yes, it's.
Oh, she's got it right
yep,
here.
Uh-huh.
You probably need to call to get it.
It's the different schools and teams that we have here, and you get it in like a lot of different school colors.
So we've got like orange and black
Yep.
and purple and gold
And I brought-
and small prints,
Right.
which are nice for this project.
And I brought these over here to show that, I use these different, black and gold. And this is one that's just a regular black and gold, to go with it. You can see I use that. This is an Iowa Hawkeye one. And if anybody knows me, you know that I cringe with the Hawkeyes because I'm a Cyclone fan, but black and gold. So I can use this part down here to cut, and use for, strips or whatever.
Sure.
So it doesn't have to say Lennox Tigers, or it doesn't have to, and this is Southeast Polk. And this is right here.
So we do carry all the local schools. So if you have a student that's in a local school, we have all of those here. They're not online, but you can call us.
Yep.
And then I think this little grid looks like a petite print, and the petite
Yep, the
prints
petite
from
prints
Doodlebug.
from Doodlebug.
Maybe if you could, those would be perfect for making these little banners.
Yep.
And we do carry all the petite prints, and we just reordered some actually this morning.
I mean, you can, just because it says
Whatever
something
your
doesn't-
colors-
you can
yeah,
just, you
it's a
can
good
fill
point.
it in, especially when you're using, smaller pieces of it. So, so that works out really well that way.
Super nice,
So
Peggy.
there's that one.
OSHA said, "Hawkeye's bad, go Cyclones." Her-
Yes,
her
I
daughter's
love
going
you.
to Iowa
I
State.
love you. Yes, I'm an
So
Iowa
true.
State alum, and my daughter's a Hawkeye fan, and she's brainwashed my grandsons, but that's okay.
Well, you still got time. They're
I
young.
do. So our next one is going to be Happy Birthday. And on this one, my triangle, and please correct me if I pronounce this wrong, but the type of triangle here, I believe is called a scalise triangle.
I-
It means that all three
Wow.
sides are, none of the three sides are equal.
Okay.
That's what my scrappy homeschool research taught me.
Well, Scalise, right?
Scalise. I think
triangle.
that's how
I love
it's
it.
pronounced.
I totally love it,
So,
Peggy.
yep, no three sides are equal. And on this, yep, we use the Echo Park Birthday Wish Boy that just came out.
Here's
And,
the 6x6
yep.
pad. This is a new collection. It's
It is
brand
new. It's brand new, and I use that. And one of the things that I did with a lot of my layouts this time around is I utilized a lot of the sticker sheets from the collections that I took, as well as the ephemera packs. So I really wanted to use a lot of those elements because they have great. Great pieces that you can incorporate in your layout and just really have a lot of fun with.
Echo Park has the most stickers per square inch of
they
any
jam
other
them in there.
company.
They
They really
jam
have
them
a
in
lot.
there.
And I've told them that before because I love it.
And so on this one, what I did here is I just took, I know that the candle paper was one of Kelly's
I
favorites
do
when she
like
showed
that.
it.
Yes, I do.
And so I took the candle paper, and this is the back side of the candle paper.
Oh.
And so what I did on this one was I kind of figured out how much room I needed for my photos here, and then I folded it up. And it
is folded.
It's just
okay,
folded
I
up.
thought maybe it was cut, but it's
nope,
folded.
it's folded up.
Oh my gosh.
I scored it along the, I drew the line and scored it along the line. And then I folded it up and then make sure I made that crease nice and crisp.
And it
So
gives it dimension too,
it does.
Peggy. I love that.
And what I did then after I had folded it up, I actually put a foam pop dot right up here. To
Okay,
keep it up.
to
keep it up because I knew I needed a spot for my journaling, so I wanted
my
my journaling to go on the
gosh.
tag. And so the tag actually will set, right in here. Like that,
Oh,
so when
that's
it's in
so
your book, you can do
clever.
that. Or you can, put it in your book this way,
They
and
love
that way you
your
can
i-
pull
they
it out
love
of the
this
top.
idea,
And
Peggy.
then I also foam dotted, I used the sticker Celebrate.
Okay, so
Here.
she took the sticker from this.
And I pop dotted it up. I use the foam strips that you can get
Okay.
because you can use foam tape, the foam dots that come in a couple different sizes. You can get foam strips and you can get them in different widths. And I think I collect all of them.
Well, you need them
because
all.
I use them all in different manners.
So if you want to check out some of our crafty foam, it's Scrapbook Adhesive is who we get all of our foam squares and tape from. And if you go to shopping and go to adhesives and then go to Scrapbook Adhesives, which sounds confusing, but that is the brand, Scrapbook Adhesives, then you'll see all these pieces. And here's the foam strips that I assume maybe you were talking about, Peggy.
Yep.
And then you
Yep,
can get
and I use those so
squares,
much.
and these are the little squares, and you can get big squares, and which aren't really big, but bigger.
Yep.
And then you can get mixed, and then they come in black and white. So
Yes.
there's lots of choices,
Uh-huh.
and they do add a lot of dimension and interest to your
They
projects.
really do. And you'll see on, so many of my layouts, I use foam tape a lot. Not only did I use it here, but on the banner pieces, I actually use the stacked tiles and I cut a couple of, you can't see the green one quite as much, but I did cut a couple of extra triangles here. And then I layered the stickers, the banner
Oh, the
stickers on
sticker-
top.
Oh my gosh! So the banner stickers,
This one and
here
this
they are.
one.
So they fit perfect on the stacked tiles.
Uh-huh. And then this banner sticker and this banner sticker, I layered those together as well.
Okay, so there's the kind of half circle ones, and then I'm going to bring everybody back over here, and there they are on her banner.
So they're right here.
And everybody, birthday wish comes in boy and girl. So if
Yes.
you like this, but you want to go more into the pinks and corals and those colors, then check out birthday wish girl.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful stuff. The word birthday is on that sticker sheet, and I did foam dot that up for the dimension. I used the stripe paper from the collection to kind of frame my triangle.
Yeah, I like how you did that. It's just so fun.
It
Peggy.
is, just to add, because this kind of has the stripe, and I just wanted to bring that in. This piece right here actually came from one of the cut-aparts in the collection, and I just cut the circle out.
Oh,
and
okay.
fussy cut around that because I knew I wanted to have something about blowing out the candles because that's what the little boys are doing there. And please don't get on me about cutting the heads off my daughter and my son-in-law. My husband already did that. And I told him, but I just wanted the little boys. So,
Right.
so that's why those pictures are there. But the nice thing about, folding your paper up, you can tuck the edges of your photo underneath that fold just to give a little bit, a little more interest, a little bit of fun interest in there. And then kind of, layer the photos over one another, just kind of overlap them a little bit, just to collage them together. This too comes from the sticker sheet, and I did pop that up. I did stitch just around this part of the paper.
So you don't have to stick stickers down flat. You can
No,
pop them
you
up
can pop
and
them up.
powder them, turn them into die cuts.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then these are also stickers from the sticker sheet that we just added.
You're very good at collaging.
The candles.
And the candles.
So, and then another thing I did on the candles, the paper here, I added some punched stars.
Oh my gosh,
Just-
you did.
Just to, give a little bit
What
of
a good
extra
idea
visual.
to take your pattern paper up a notch.
Just to kind of, go with, the stars throughout, kind of confetti-ish, throughout the
It's
page.
kind of like you don't know you did it, but if you compared with and without, you would much love the ones
Yep.
with the stars.
And then these are just letter stickers. They are the Simple Stories Color Vibe.
So and
Letters.
Color Vibe, we're going to be doing a lot with
Yes.
Color Vibe in February. So that is something new. Peggy, amazing. You're getting so many hearts, and
So-
people are loving it. They say it's brilliant, great ideas, ingenious. So
Well, anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
yeah,
I'm
ask the
happy
questions.
to-
I'll try to watch for questions instead of. I love her layout so much, and that was a Scalise triangle.
The Scalise triangle. Yep.
Scalise.
Yep. These were equilateral triangles because
I
all
do
three
remember
sides
the
are
word,
the same.
the term equilateral.
Yep. Okay. Next one, I think I'm going to go to this one, right here.
And that's
This
my
Vicky
favorite, Vicky
Bouton.
Bouton. You're
Yep,
getting a lot
Vicky
of my
Bouton.
faves here,
Yep.
Peggy.
This is Vicky Bouton from this year. And on this one, my triangle is the tree right there. And what I did with this tree, parts of it might look familiar if you remember one of my videos from last winter when I did a tree, and we did 1.5 inch strips to create the tree coming up. And that's what I did again with this to start the base of the tree. These strips right here are 1.5 inches and then folded over at 1/2 inch so that they kind of come off the paper.
So they're
a little
not
bit.
totally folded in half. You
Right.
just folded a 1/2 inch down,
Uh-huh.
and then you end
Yep.
up with a 1 inch strip.
And then I distressed it and sanded, the paper because Vicky Bouton's paper works really well for
Yeah.
distressing and
So
sanding.
she's
It just-
working with evergreen and holly, and we're very lucky because we still have some of the 12,
Yep.
some of the single papers, and the 12 by 12 collection pack.
and so much paper for, you get so much paper.
We get
It's wonderful.
48 sheets, and they're all double sided,
And it's beautiful.
and it is
Beautiful.
$21.99.
It's just beautiful. And so then that's what I did here. I just, the 1.5 inch strips, I started with 8 inch and then a 1/2 inch smaller coming up as I went for the first 5 rows. I used from the ephemera pack that they have, I used one of the pieces from that as the tree trunk for my Christmas tree. And then I fussy cut.
Okay, so I thought that might be a real mini clip. It's,
Nope.
it's printed on
It's
the
printed
ephemera,
on
but it
there,
looks
yep.
real.
And I loved it because it has the magic, the word magic in it, and that's what I was going to use for my title. And these colors were just so perfect for the colors
Yes,
in the
they
photo.
are.
So I just thought, the Vicky Bouton line was just wonderful. I love this print just to give a little bit of vintagey interest to it. Then I stitched across these lines. I added little pieces of ephemera throughout. I did fussy cut a couple of the poinsettias from the poinsettia sheets.
Oh, I see that right
to
here. You
add.
can see that they're fussy
Yep,
cut.
they're fussy cut. I don't know why I fussy cut because I
You're not a fussy cutter.
I'm not,
you
but
are
I
for
kind of
this.
enjoyed it, And then one of the foam
Little
stickers that
puffy
they have, the
stickers?
puffy stickers there. And then of course I used one of my favorite Spellbinders dies to cut this out of the gold paper. But I thought the gold really added to the whole thing.
Oh my gosh, Peggy.
I just felt that that was the right color there, especially when I came to the tree topper and thought the gold star would just be perfect at the top of the tree.
It looks amazing, and I love all the little Nouveau drops that you put around it.
All the different colors
just kind
of
of
Nouveau.
frames it. And I want to show your journaling because I was reading it, and it's so cute. Okay, so what does Bees?
Bees is his nickname.
Nickname.
That's
okay.
his nickname.
And isn't it true? We've all had those kids that walk in and see all the presents, and
Yep.
and he does look pretty excited.
Yep. No, we his real name's Brazen, but we call him the Bees.
Oh, Brazen.
Yep.
Okay.
And we call him Bees all the time. So, but I thought this was just a little. This is from the ephemera pack as well. This.
You just typed
piece,
right, or
and I just
printed right on
printed
it.
right on it. Again, pop dotted this up. You know, again the ephemera piece. Punched out a little heart because you know he has stolen my heart. And then I just used a 1/4" strip to come across to frame it all in.
Yeah, and you'll see on Peggy's layouts
I
a
do
lot
it
of
a
times
lot.
she has that little strip.
I
And
do
it
it a
does
lot.
it does add a lot.
It just kind of brings your eye into your layout, I think. It's really not a difficult thing to do. It's just a 1/4" strip cut to 11.5 and lay out the top and the bottom, and then with the sides you lay those down, and then you kind of just cut the angles
Cut
on
the
the
little
corners.
angle
So it
to
looks like
miter
it's a
it.
mitered, but it's really simple to do.
It's a faux miter.
A faux miter, yep.
Okay, and then we have a question
Sure.
about how you do the computer printing on your ephemera.
I print it out on just a regular sheet of computer paper. I type it into my Word document, print it out, and then I will make sure it's sized to fit the ephemera that I want to use, or the size of journal blocks that I want to use, and then I use the repositional adhesive and put it over the top of my journaling on the computer paper, and then run it through my printer again.
So basically, a lot of us do that, and you just basically insert. I use Word. I assume you're using Word, Peggy, and you insert a
Text
box. I was trying to think about what it was called. Figure out the size you want your printing. Insert a text box. Print it. Make sure it works, and then tape your ephemera over the top of it, and then run it through your printer.
Yep.
So very, very fun. I love it.
Yep. And then the Nouveau drops,
Yeah,
or
I
the
thought the
berries.
Nouveau drops really were neat around the tree.
In different colors too, just to give a little bit of interest.
It's a
in there,
very
too.
colorful layout. That's what Vicki Booten is. She's
Yes.
very colorful.
She really,
and her
really
Christmas is non-traditional in some ways.
Yep. Okay, I think we'll
What
go
are we
to
gonna
this
do
one next. We're
next?
going
We
to do
can't
this
wait.
one next. We're going to go to the gift opening. This is.
Oh, you got another page
it's a
behind it. I hadn't seen
two-pager.
that.
It's a two-pager, but
Peggy's been working really
yeah.
hard for all of us.
it's this actually started out as a one-page layout that turned into a two-page layout.
And that happens.
It does. The one-page layout started because I used the letters to Santa.
That's a collection.
Yep,
I
the
don't know if you have it
Cartabella.
here.
Yep, it's on the bottom.
here
there.
it
Yep.
is.
The Cartabella letters to Santa collection.
That's
and
what she
one of the
used.
things that really drew me was the floral paper.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the greens. The greens I thought were just so beautiful, and they just, they looked so beautiful together, I thought. And so I decided I needed to make this quilt pattern with it. And I inked all the edges of the triangles. My triangles are, I think they're 1.5-inch squares, maybe.
What type of triangle is this, Peggy?
This is a right triangle.
Right
'cause It's
triangle.
got a 90-degree angle. on it.
Okay.
It's a right
A
triangle.
couple of them I kind of remember from, way back when. Not
And-
the first one. I don't remember that one.
And so I think they're 1.5-inch squares that I used, and then just cut the square diagonally in half on my trimmer. And I would recommend if you have the squares that you're going to cut in half, I would recommend cutting them in half using your trimmer rather than your scissors, because you get the straight, you know, you have the straight edge. Now, because, you know, we're cutting, you know, each of the squares, the 1.5 inch squares individually, sometimes you get a little bit off on that. So it doesn't always fit exactly, but you can kind of, you know, use them in there and make it work, which is why I have this border around the outside to kind of, you know, square in any imperfection that
well, and you could also use a punch.
Yep.
If you used a,
yes,
a
you
punch,
can square punch,
and then it would be maybe a little bit more accurate
yes,
or whatever.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so then to lay out this quilt pattern, what I did is 4 squares together with the points coming together in the middle and then going out from there. So I wanted to make sure the points were all together here and then going out. So it kind of creates, I don't know what that's called.
There is a name for that. I'm not a quilter, but I'm sure we have a quilter watching, and that pattern is something. I want to say like windmill or something, but I don't really know.
I'm not sure what it is either.
But we like it, whatever it is.
Well, I just think the colors were just so beautiful together. That's what I really, really loved about this line. And then I added the stitching lines because it's a quilt.
Well, and because it's Peggy's layout also.
That too. But then I went to do, you know, my clusters, and actually these are from the Minte line that we had earlier this fall for the winter line that they had, their Christmas line.
But you could use the ephemera
from
you know,
anything,
from any collection, from Letters to Santa.
Yep. You can use anything. I just happened to have this, and I thought that it just blended with my photos really well. This is, I think that one might be from Letters to Santa.
And people are saying pinwheel, so we were correct on that.
Yes, pinwheel.
They love the colors. Yep. I agree totally, Christine, that the colors are fabulous.
And this one actually started out again as a 1-page layout, and then I decided, no, I need to add these pictures too. So it turned into a 2-page layout. One thing I like to do when I do a photo block like this on a 2-page layout, if I have a background area like this that, you know, has the design in it, I like to have my photo block area the same size, so that I have the balance.
So you kind of have that border going around the green background with the
and again,
reddish
you know,
border.
we framed it in, you know, with the white paper and then the red to frame it all in.
Well, Peggy, you do something I don't really do, but I'm going to.
Okay.
And that's just like putting your photos like in a collage like that. And I like that.
And then I did put, you know, a little white mat around the whole thing. And if you'd like, you know, I mean, you can certainly put, you know, a space between the pictures. I for this layout, I like them together. And I think on the football one, I think they were all together.
Yeah,
too.
you put them all together here too.
So
that's a technique to share with everybody. I like that.
So there's that one. But then I did, you know, use the foam dots again. This is actually a Vicki Boutin sticker right here, the words right there.
So you can mix your collections, everybody. She's got Minte, Vicki Boutin, and Letters to Santa from Cartabella.
Yep. And then I have Spellbinders.
Right, and this
isn't the exact one, but it has what you need.
This is probably what you used previously on your previous layout.
A lot of them.
And I'm showing it upside down. But this is
I just
called,
I like these.
Oh yeah, this is called Holiday Blooms.
Yep.
And
you can't go wrong with something like this. I mean, it has the different size leaves.
Right. It's got 25 dies, everybody. Yeah. So you got 25 dies. So it is a nice set.
And when I first did these clusters, before I added the greenery to it here with the die cut, they looked great. I mean, they looked really pretty, and I liked them, but they needed just a little bit more. It kind of
frames them.
And when I added these in, they just sprang to life. I just really thought they came to life.
So we're adding ephemera.
Yep, we have
with
ephemera.
Die cuts. So everyone be sure and try that because it does look amazing.
And then these flowers right here and these right here are actually fussy cut out of the Letters from Santa floral
fussy
paper.
cut, you have die cuts, and you have ephemera.
Yep.
And probably a
puffy
sticker.
sticker. And a puffy
And a
sticker. Nouveau drops.
And everybody,
there.
Janet just posted a link to our blog where Peggy was showing how to make her Christmas tree. So you can jump on that link
this
if you
one.
want to.
Yep,
And
that one.
she kind of started it when you were here.
Yep.
And now we get to see the full finished item.
Yep.
Very
So-
nice, Peggy.
So there's that
It's
one.
funny because when you look at the package of letters to Santa and then you look at your layout, that it doesn't look anything like it really, does it? It does have a lot of pretty florals.
You know, and the last time I was here, I had another layout that I used the letters to Santa with too. That looks completely different from this because I
Yeah.
used, you know, the letter paper and a couple of the other papers. So very different. You can just different moods with it all. Okay, now I'm going to go to.
Ooh, are we going to walk through the woods?
We're going to go to this one. Yes.
So we're going to go to Winter Woods, which Janet was here on Tuesday showing her Winter Woods shaped cards.
Which is just. I
whole
mean,
collection.
absolutely, I love it.
And it's being
so
replenished today. It's coming UPS. We reordered just about everything we could. So you'll be seeing more of that in stock soon.
And I'm going to give credit to Teresa on this layout because she sent me a picture of a Katie Petite layout that she saw. And it had a tree similar to this, because this is there's my
There's your
triangle.
triangle.
And let me tell you what kind it was. I have it written down here. Where's my
Just like one side, half of the other two sides or
see.
something. I seem to remember trying.
acute.
Acute.
Acute. The angles are all less than 90 degrees.
Oh, okay.
So there's my acute triangle. And on this, I just, cut, this was out of the 6x8 collection paper. And so it's 6 inches high,
Or 8.
or 8 inches high, 6 inches wide. So I just cut the triangle
Oh,
out
you
of
just
that.
found the center point on one end and just
Yep,
cut
and
it.
cut
Oh,
it.
good tip.
So
That's
very
easy.
easy to make the triangle, very easy to determine the size of it. And then what I did from there was these strips, I just took, strips from the 6x8 pack and just different papers from the 6x8 pack and cut 3/8 inch wide strips. And then I placed them 3/8 of an inch apart.
Oh
coming
my
out.
gosh, yeah, I like it.
So my Tim Holtz ruler
okay,
got a
we
lot
better
of
show
work,
that 'cause
yes.
Peggy does use
I
this
use
a
it
lot.
all the time. I don't
it's-
think I could scrap without
It's
it.
Tim's design ruler from Ideology.
Yep.
It's funny, you think it'd be from Tonic, but it's actually an Ideology product. And on one side you have your centering ruler, and on the other side you have just your normal measurements. But it does have 1/8 marks, which
Yes.
is really handy, especially for what Peggy's doing. And it's got those little holes that you can see where she does her stitching.
And what I really like is when I was looking, to put them 3/8 of an inch apart, I could line it up against the top, or against one of the strips, and then I just go down 3 marks. So there's 1, there 2, there's 3, and then
put your
there's my
next
next
strip down.
line, and then I can come to the next
Oh,
one.
that's how you got them so straight.
So this is a must-have. I don't know how I lived without it.
It is pretty handy.
And then my strips are actually 1/4 of an inch wider than my tree. And what I did with that is I laid them all out, and then I took my ruler, and this is the 1/4 of an inch where the holes are. I laid that against the tree, and then I just drew a line along my strips, and then I cut my strips along those lines.
Love it.
So it was easy to do. And then the stitching line is 1/8 of an inch outside. And what I did with the stitching line, because I really liked these 2 pieces of ephemera, the snowflakes, I stitched those right in.
into
I tucked them under the tree, under the strips, and then stitched right into it.
Very, very cool.
And then I didn't have to put adhesive
right,
on the
and
back
you were
side
able
here,
to
so I could
that
tuck
under
things
it.
in. So I could tuck in, another piece of the ephemera. This is actually a sticker with a heart and then a snowflake, and I used a few snowflakes here and there.
That background
tuck
paper
things
is
in.
amazing.
It's beautiful.
I think Janet used that maybe on one of her cards, and it's
absolutely
It's a
beautiful.
very neutral, good neutral background, but not totally neutral.
And what I really like about this layout is how quickly it came together, because everything that I used on it came from the 6x8 pad and the bits and pieces. pack is what I used. So, I mean, it was all right there, yeah. Whoopsie. Everything came out of here.
And we do have, oh yeah, this is the bits and pieces.
And then I used the layered stickers too. One of the is that what they're called?
The layered stickers,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't think I have any over here, but that's
hopefully they're coming in today.
yeah. So I use that.
But look at
up
how
here.
you got the skates hanging at the top of the tree. And
Yep.
it's funny because the skates are the very front
Yep.
piece in the bits and pieces.
And I just used a little bit of twine to tie a bow up here. And then I used one of the Tim Holtz little paper clip things and put a snowflake charm in there. Just to add a little bit of
there's a little
interest.
mini paper clip. Well, it's very, you have a lot of interest there. That is really, really great.
And then down here, another piece of ephemera for the tree trunk. And a ticket from the ephemera pack. I mean, this all came from the ephemera pack, all of it did. And this I just popped it up for a little bit of interest. Same with the hearts.
Those
And then
hearts,
tuck that
people were going
snowflakes underneath
crazy over
there.
those hearts, Peggy, because they
I know
look like they're puffy. They look like they're sewn.
They do. And they look
And
textured.
here they are.
They look so textured.
They look just like
and I
fabric
love 'em.
hearts, like stuffed fabric hearts, pillows or something.
And then up here, I felt like this was a little bare up here. So I one way that I will fill space up, and you'll see that on the next layout too, is that I will do like a couple little banner pieces here just to kind of fill that up.
And they're very subtle. It fills the corner, but it doesn't take away from anything.
Right.
You don't really, your eyes don't jump to it. So.
And again, going with that triangle theme, I thought, this would be perfect for the snow angels because, they're little triangles here.
Yes.
So I thought, that would be a perfect thing for this theme. Again, here, these are all out of the ephemera pack. Popped out of that up. This was a bigger snowflake piece that had some words on it that I just covered with this, but I wanted that. And then one of the layered stickers too. And then
Got
tucked
lots
in
of
some
people that are
snowflakes.
going to start sewing on their layouts, Peggy. They really like it. That's kind of
Do-
Peggy's signature.
And the thing is with the stitching, if you are doing straight lines with the stitching, it's really very easy to do. And it's kind of if you like to sew, or if you're a cross stitcher or a quilter, the stitching can be really relaxing.
And we have a video that I don't know if Janet can find it on the fly, but there's a video of Peggy showing you how to do the stitching. That was maybe one of your
August
first.
of
That might have been your first
21.
video here.
One of my first ones.
So.
Yep.
And now we've got Peggy
Yep.
for real. She actually works here.
But yeah, then I just added a few new bow jobs through there too.
Yeah, that looks great. All
And
of
I
them
loved
look
how
great.
this
We'll
came
take
out.
pictures
This was a
also,
lot of
everybody.
fun.
So it will, so you can remember what she did if you want to recreate that.
And if anybody ever has any questions about anything I do, I'm more than happy to answer at any time. You
Yeah.
can Facebook message me or whatever.
She's usually
anything.
here on
Yep. Thursdays.
Well, you can leave a message here at Memory Bound, and she can call you back from Memory
Yep.
Bound. Peggy typically works the end of the week.
Yep. Because I have to work my other job.
She's got another job.
Now we're going to go to Heart Eyes. And on this, I just want, it's a Valentine collection.
This is new from Simple Stories, called Heart Eyes.
But you don't have to use it for a Valentine page.
Exactly, and that's what our Simple Stories rep has said in multiple times.
Yep.
And we do have a kit coming out that Peggy made for
I
us,
have it.
so that'll be coming out. Oh, do you have it? So we can maybe show a sneak peek. We'll show.
We'll do it at the end.
Take a little break here. We're going to show a sneak peek of the Heart Eyes. Peggy took a trade show class. We have virtual trade shows going on this week and next week, so we're really busy. But that means we're also buying new product for all of us. So
Some beautiful
this
stuff.
is the album then, and we will. I don't know if you're scheduled to show this one day or.
Not on the
You will
schedule
be.
quite yet,
You
but I
will
will
be.
be. Yep.
And we have
Close.
kits coming out where you can make this yourself, and Peggy will show us the details of it.
Yep.
But now everybody got a sneak peek.
So there it is. And it really comes together quite quickly. I think it took me maybe just a couple hours one night.
Yeah, it's really beautiful, and it looks like you could put it in 2 albums if you wanted
Yes,
to.
there's
It's
a
very
lot of
thick.
pages, lots and lots of pages in it.
Okay,
That's
we
for
have
sure.
a couple questions
Sure.
that came up. They want to know about your mat, this mat.
This mat
Have
came
you
from
had it
Walmart.
for a while? Okay, the brand is Westcott. They love the color. Dawn says it would work for her she shed. So
I actually, this was kind of on the fly kind of necessity thing. I had gone to a crop about a year ago out of town, and when I got there I realized I forgot my mat.
oh,
And so there
to go
happens
buy
to be a
one?
Walmart in town, and they happened to have this, and I thought, okay, it's going to be big enough for this week, and I'm going to take it. So I
well,
did.
there you go. And I will have to see. I don't know if we can order those or not, but we can look into it. And then the other question is about your paper, your layout.
Yes.
They want to know. Oh, I can't find it now. Oh shoot! It's something about. Are you using 3 layers of paper? I can't.
On the Winter Vibes one, yes.
That was 3 layers.
That's 3 layers.
So you have your back. Looks like maybe
the
a white cardstock.
and that's the Simple Stories Color Vibe White.
oh, the color vibe. Okay.
The Color Vibe White, and I use that for the photo mats as well. And then the brown dotted paper comes out of the Vintage Winter Woods collection, and that too was used for the photo mats. And then the top page came out of the.
Okay, so that was 3 layers.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on her layout. Some of them.
Some of them I frame, some of them I layer like that. It just kind
So
of
this
depends.
is a 1 layer here.
This
with
is
the
a 1
frame.
layer with
Okay.
the frame, yeah, with the faux mitered corners.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Got another little snowy
Yeah,
layout.
so, yep, my little boy's out in the snow. And this one, let me see, what kind of triangle did I use here? Isosceles triangle, where 2 sides are equal. So here is the start.
I do remember that term.
Yep, so 2 sides are equal.
I love it.
And so I wanted to create the triangle on the background of the paper on this one. And I had seen something similar to this on Pinterest, and I just thought I really liked how you could add so many different colors and different patterns to, to bring brightness or texture, to your layout. I think the Winter Woods paper would be gorgeous.
It would be beautiful.
With this technique. And so what I did, I just started with a triangle. Again, it's one that the base is a little bit wider than what the point is. And you kind of just mess around with it until you kind of get, what you like. I think I started maybe with an inch and a half square, and then kind of cut a triangle out of it, and then kind of cut it down a little bit to get to the right to what I felt was the right size. And then I used 1-inch strips that I cut from the 6x8 album, and I just took my strips, I laid one here, and I actually drew a line.
Okay.
Here. You could take it all the
why
way
it's
to
so
the edge of
perfect.
your paper, but because I was using the 6x8 strips, I knew that my strip wasn't going to be long enough by the time I got to this part of the page.
Right.
So that's why I brought it in from the edge. So I just drew a line here, and that was my guide. And then I would lay my strip there, I'd lay my ruler over it, draw the line, cut it, and bring it up to make it even with this point here, so it's straight. And then I would take my other paper that way. I should have brought a couple strips of paper to show how I did that.
Okay.
And then from there, I could take my next one and just go even with that line.
Just lay it along the.
And then this one went even with this line. And you just kind of build from there, going side to side and building. And what I thought as I was doing it, all of my strips are the same width, but you don't have to use the same width.
Different
you
widths.
can
That
use
would have been
different
really
widths
neat, yes.
because you're coming, you're coming, straight with a line here. So if I would have used a 1/2 inch here, and I could have used an inch here, but I would go, straight to the line.
Right,
And
so you
so
could
I
use
could
any
continue
width.
to build that way. So you can use any kind of width that you want, just, for visual interest. And I think I might try that coming up.
I think that would
one
be
time.
neat,
I
especially
think-
on some of your bolder
Yes,
strips. That would be really neat.
Yeah, I think so too. And then another thing I did for visual interest on this one is I stitched.
I had
on
to feel it.
Yep.
Nobody knew it, but I had to feel it because
all the ones that were black and white, I used white thread and I stitched. And so just the 3.
So it's very subtle.
Yep. But it still gives a little bit of texture to it. And again, you know, these are straight lines, and so they're very easy to sew. And when I do that, especially where it's going to show here, I'm going to find where my connecting point is for my 2 lines, and that's where I'm going to make my first first hole,
sew outward,
so that it matches.
Okay.
So they match up.
Now, Chris has a great idea. She said you could use washi tape for your strips.
Absolutely, yes.
So you definitely
absolutely, because wouldn't the new 49 and Market washi tape be
Oh my
gorgeous on
gosh,
that?
yes.
Because they come in those different
Good
widths. Oh my
thinking.
gosh, those would be beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And so then what I did next on this one, I got this laid out, and then I decided on my photos. And then I took an ink pad, and it's just regular pigment ink. It's an ink pad that I had
Oh,
at
you
home.
went around your photos
Went
with
around
the
the
ink.
photo.
Oh, nobody ever does that. I love it.
But it added just a little bit more, you know, of a frosty feel to the photos, I thought. And I just really liked how that looked. So added that in there too. Just gave it a little more of a wintry
I'm
look.
glad you pointed that out, and it does separate
Yep.
them a little more also.
And I mean, and this color was just perfect, I thought, you know, to go with this this paper line and with the colors in the photos. Now, like if I were going to, like the Winter Vibes one, if I were going to ink around those edges, I probably would use a brown ink of some sort, you know, a lighter brown, whether it's like a, I don't know if
So it
vintage
just depends
photo.
on
It
your
just
layout.
depends on what it is and what it's going, you know, along. But it also helps give some definition to the pictures. Then I used just the ephemera pack. I don't even know.
Everyone's amazed at your hand stitching. So we do have a couple questions.
Sure, I'm happy to answer anything.
Corinne loves the small details and how they add so much. Let's see. There's a question about sewing with the sewing machine. And you can do that.
Oh, absolutely. I think Teresa does that a lot.
This is actually
These are hand stitched.
Hand
Yep.
stitched. I'm good. It's not really embroidery, but it's
No.
kind of, you know.
I don't own
hand stitched.
I don't own a sewing machine, at least one that works. And I was never very good with the sewing machine, but I do love to do it by hand. I was a cross stitcher before I was a scrapbooker.
Oh, then you're
and
very
so
experienced.
it just relaxes
So
me.
if you want to use your sewing machine, the tip I got from Cindy Grant, who's done a lot of demos for us, because the first time I did it, when I sewed with my sewing machine, it like perforated and it just ripped in half. And she told me I needed larger stitches. So try it on a piece of maybe scratch paper with your sewing machine, and then go ahead and do it on your layout, because you could definitely do that with a sewing machine. And Diane here, she does it a lot with her sewing machine, and she and Maggie, and they just leave their threads hanging for more of kind of a shabby look.
Yep.
So it would work both ways.
And then what I did after that is the ephemera pack. Simple Stories gives you so much. They have the best ephemera packs and such a nice variety of items. So the ephemera pack and the sticker sheet, or you know, the sticker book, you get so much out of that. And those are the things that I used on the page from there. So this right here is this one right here. But because I didn't want to use the pink, because I didn't have the pink,
okay.
I cut the pink heart
All
off
right,
of it.
so let's bring this over. So she used this, I Love You, but cut off the pink, or
And
just
added
put hearts, other ones on top.
the mint and the black, so that it would match my layout.
All right, and they want to know if you use embroidery floss when you
I
do your
do.
stitching.
DMC embroidery floss, 3 strands.
Okay, 3 strands.
So you get the
that
6.
was my next
yep,
question.
The 6-strand embroidery floss, and then pull out 3 strands at a time. Is what I use, and it's always the DMC. I think it slides a little bit better, and a size 7 needle.
Oh, size 7
Size
needle.
7
You're
needle.
giving us all the info.
Because I remember.
It's funny,
Took me a long
Peggy,
time to
because
remember.
the heart eyes, if you look at the package, it's very pink,
And red.
but it does have that teal thrown in. Lots of pink and red, but when you look at your layout, you use the other papers, and it's not as pink and red. It goes
Right.
a little bit more with your photos.
Yep, and you know, the black and white go with the the snow on the fence. You know, that mint green kind of
Yeah, I love that
goes
mint
with
green
that.
color.
And then even though their hats, you know, are more or a little bit gold, the orange kind of pulls those out,
Yeah.
I think. So
Yeah,
that's
I
why I
think you
went
did
with
a
all
nice
of
job.
that. This is a border sticker from the sticker sheet that I just used on the bottom of the photo. And then one of the words from the sticker sheet as well. Layered, you know, these hearts from the ephemera pack with that. These are both from the ephemera pack here. Again, triangles. Gotta love the triangles.
Yeah.
And then I just added, you know, the string, the black and white string. I just thought the black and white was a nice little accent to kind of repeat as in the layout. The journaling, and then I just punched a couple of hearts. I wanted the X and the O in there, so I did that. And then I used some of my scraps from this and cut out triangles to make a little border there, you know, much like I did on the vintage Winter Woods one.
Right.
So I
Very
did that,
cute.
and then popped up, you know, the word sticker with the foam strip and the heart again, and then the Nouveau drops.
Okay. Before we show your last page, let's show Teresa's.
The ones back here.
Oh yeah. Oh, you
I got
have one more back there
Yeah,
too.
so show this one, Teresa's.
Okay.
She used the stack tiles again to create the Christmas tree.
And we wanted to show you that. That's kind of a rerun or a flashback, but it's another way to use your stacked tiles. And then
Yes.
she left a little space
In between.
them. So that was
And mixed up, you know, the patterns and the colors.
I think it's great
of
for
the paper.
scraps. Get
It
your
is.
Christmas
It
scraps
really
out,
is.
and you can make them for next year.
Yep. The Tim Holtz letters.
Yeah. And then Diane brought in her book. Diane brought in one of her Christmas books.
Which is absolutely
and
gorgeous.
Peggy, Lisa wants to know how you decide whether to matte a photo or not. Because like you have matted these.
Yep, some of them I have, some of them a lot of
And
times when I
these
matte a
are
photo,
not matted.
I'll do a triple matte on it. When I matte my photos, a lot of times.
Does it just depend on your
It just kind
layout?
of depends on my mood.
On her mood, okay.
And it depends on whether or not I feel like the picture needs a white edge around it to help pop it up.
Yeah, it might depend
Because
on your
most
background.
of my photos that are matted, in fact all of them I think, that are matted, I put an 1/8 inch white mat
So
around
like for
it.
example here, she's got a very small white mat, and then she's got her other mats.
So
Makes the
when I
picture
do
pop.
that, like these billfold size photos from Walmart, well that one isn't, but most of them are like 2.5 by 3.5. And so when I go to cut my mat, my white mat is just an 1/8 of an inch bigger, so it's going to be 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. And then I add 1/4 of an inch to that for the next mat. So that'll bring it to, what, 7/8? Right? Am I
People
doing it?
can do the math
Yeah.
on their own.
And then an 1/8 of an inch for the third mat. So,
So it just kinda
so I have
depends.
that
She does
second
a
mat
triple
just
mat.
a little bit wider.
So she's got like a skinny mat, a bigger mat, and a skinny mat.
Yep.
Does that simplify it for everybody? So add an 1/8 of an inch, and then a 1/4 of an inch, and then an 1/8 of an inch. To
Yep.
whatever size your picture and mat are.
Yep. This book is gorgeous.
Okay, Diane brought in her book because she did something with triangles that kind of turned them into diamonds. And I think, did she mark the page for us? Go to the
right there.
Post-it note.
Yep.
So, and I thought this was really unique because I don't know that we have a diamond die. I don't know that there's a
No,
stacked
but it's
tile.
a great way to make it. Make
But yeah,
diamonds.
so she took her stacked tiles and put them on top of each other and then created this diamond. There's another term. No, it's not herringbone.
Argyle,
Harlequin, I think, is the pattern. So she brought that in. Thank you, Diane, for bringing that in to show us. And she left a little space between the groups and then butted up the triangles together.
bottoms. Yeah, I mean it's beautiful. This is a gorgeous book.
It is
Absolutely gorgeous.
very
book.
gorgeous, and she has shown that to everyone. So.
She does such beautiful work.
And she's doing some beautiful work right now for us. She's
know, I
creating
can't wait.
a 49 and Market album. She's in class, creating an album which will be a kit so people can make it themselves if they want to.
I'll show this one real quick. This one is just stars and
it's such a
triangles.
sweet
My daughter
picture.
and my youngest grandson. But what I wanted to show on this is using larger triangles to make your background.
Oh, yes, I love that.
So you can add color and texture to that. And then, you know, I had just the square here. I did the 3 triangles, and then I sewed the 4th triangle
Just
to
the
complete
just
it.
the one.
And then my journaling will come in here. It's just not done
So there's
yet.
a great layout, a very simple, great layout to
Yep.
cut your 4 triangles.
And if you don't want to stitch, you can just use, you know, your pen
You can, you can
to
do a
that,
pen
or
stitching.
you can use a strip of paper, you know, to do that, or you can just put a 4th triangle in there. Whatever works. But
That's
anywhere that I
really-
use stitching, you can actually use, you know, just a pen. You can use like the Posca pen to do
We
stitching.
also have our memory bound Making Mary, or Mary Making,
Yes.
I guess, stamp that's got a
Yep.
stitch line on it. It's
You
a
can use
zigzag
that.
stitch, so it's not straight, but
Absolutely.
I know that gets used a lot.
So there's that
A lot
one.
of Diane just said she loves that we're doing all these scrapbook layouts this week. That's kind of how it
I
turned
know,
out.
there's such a nice variety of them.
Now you could take something like this, the windmill with the triangles, and you could put that on a card.
Yes.
And
oh, absolutely.
tomorrow
You can make
Val is
small
here,
ones.
and she's doing quilted cards tomorrow. She's kind of our quilt gal, and she's doing cards for us tomorrow. And oh my gosh, here we go.
So this is my last one for today, and I just want to say, as I was doing this one, when this photo play collection first came in,
Okay, well, yeah, which one is this? Cupid's Sweetheart. So she's
I just
using
fell in
Cupid's
love with it.
Sweetheart now.
I fell in love with it. And I fell in love with this dotted paper. I loved these
I love the gold,
colors.
how they threw in the gold
Yep.
with it.
I know, when I started doing this, I thought to myself, I am channeling my inner Bonnie Lasson because I need to use this gold paper
She's
with
using
it.
gold.
I have to
hope-
do
I'm
that.
not sure
so
if
Bonnie,
Bonnie's-
I hope you're watching.
If you're watching now or later, Bonnie, look at you inspired
Yes,
Peggy.
you did. You
She's
certainly
inspired
did.
a lot of people.
She does such beautiful work. And this is my dog, obviously. But when I saw it, this paper, I thought, oh, this is going to be really good paper because on the sticker sheet is this word love. And I thought puppy love. It's just
yes.
perfect. So puppy love.
Okay, now look at what the sticker sheet went from
Right
wow
there.
to glam. Went from. Oh, Bonnie is watching.
Oh,
so
hi Bonnie.
yay.
Hi Bonnie. So yeah, so I this is why I bought the collection, because I thought I have to use this.
Well, and it looks quilted, and there
Yes.
is a paper in the collection that is already quilted.
Yes.
Which you can't really see, but I'll zoom in on it here.
Yep. Yep. The paper's beautiful. The floral in it is gorgeous.
Yeah,
you know,
it is. I
mean,
agree
it
with
just
you.
really lends itself to using that gold paper as well. And so I decided, with love, I needed a heart. Valentine's Day is coming. Need to figure out how to make a heart out of triangles.
That's a challenge,
And
but
so
you
we
did it.
We did. And then my next challenge was, well, what size triangles do I use to fill this page? And you know I have to cut these squares and then cut, you know, the triangle, or, you know, punch them out. What size do I use? And what I determined to work was, I decided how wide I wanted it to be. So I wanted an inch border. So I knew I needed it to be 10 inches wide. And then I thought, well, I need to have 4 squares. So 10 divided by 4, 2.5. So
Well, there you go.
there's our scrappy math again. This is all about geometry.
We are
and
doing. I know we
trigonometry
are.
and algebra, and I can't do algebra, but 2.5-inch squares, you know, cut in half to make the triangles, and that's how I figured out the size that I needed. So
So if you look right here, you can see this is 1 square.
Yep.
So this would have been all dots. She cut it diagonally, and that was a 2.5-inch square,
2.5-inch
right?
square. Yep.
So if you want to do a 12 by 12 layout, cut your squares 2.5 inches.
Yep. Yep. So that's how that, and I'll show you how to lay this out here in just a moment. We'll go through this layout. But so I've got the 2.5-inch squares, laid them out. I inked the edges of them all, and then 1/8 of an inch outside of that is my stitching line. And because, you know, this paper just so inspired me, the stitching had to be,
Yeah, I noticed
you know,
your
in that
stitching
kind
is
of
even
gold,
gold
as well.
Yeah, that's great.
And then for my word puppy, I knew that I needed to have it kind of popped up off the page a little bit, but it's so thin, you really can't get any foam tape underneath it to pop it up. So I just cut it a couple different times off my Cricut, layered that together to give it that dimension. So I
Sounds
just
good.
cut it a couple times. With the love sticker, I put that on the gold paper with dimensional tape, and then I just cut around it.
Oh, so you just
So
fussy
it's
cut
fussy
around
cut. You
it.
can
Oh
kinda
my
see it right
gosh,
there.
you're a good fussy
But-
cutter.
So I just kind of fussy cut around it, and that worked out well. Actually, what I did was I powdered the back of it, and then I used the repositional adhesive to kind of put it on the gold.
So put it on flat on the gold and then
I
cut
could
and then
around
popped it up.
Then I could cut around it, and then I thought this banner was just so you know, with the word love and things. I love that banner sticker piece.
Oh, and that's off the sticker sheet.
That's off the sticker sheet.
That's a big sticker.
Yep. And then the word right up here. I mean, all of it is from the sticker sheet. The floral, I thought the floral was just so pretty. And then I just...
Oh, she's got her hidden journaling.
Yep, got that in there. This is chapter 12 on my dog Mattingly, because he turned 12 years old just before Christmas. So there's my little old guy. So, but you know, the word strips on
So
there.
that's another sticker.
Yep.
So really you just use stickers on
I
this.
did. I
It's
really
just-
did.
So it's the sticker sheet from the collection pack.
You
So
get the
could-
collection pack and use the sticker sheet.
Yeah, and this has been a really good one. And we have reordered it because I think the colors are really unique, and I think everybody just loves it.
And then, you know, instead of framing all the way around, because I have, you know, this and the little heart stickers, and then I kind of put the Nupo drops in, you know.
Kind of mixed them in there.
Right.
I'll get zoom in on that so people can see those little tiny hearts.
Yep.
Are those on the sticker
Yep,
sheet?
they're right here.
Oh, they are.
Right from the
Okay,
mason jar.
they're tiny.
So, you know, put those in there. And then I thought it needed to be grounded a little bit. And so then I just cut a 1/4 of an inch strip. So rather than frame all the way around, I did that, and then I punched out little gold hearts just to kind of tie everything in together.
It looks nice, Penny. Or Peggy. Oh gosh, I did it. I
that's okay.
I don't think I've ever done that. I must
That's
be
okay,
getting
we're
wore
both
out.
here
I
today.
think I'm getting wore out. So
But I
many
mean-
good ideas.
I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the heart.
Okay, and then Peggy
time.
used a gold shimmer paper. We have several of these here at the
Yes.
store, and I'm pretty sure that's online under specialty cardstock
Yep.
or specialty paper. And Donna just gave a shout out to Janet, which we should all give a shout out to Janet, because she's linking, and she said she's also taking notes for the blog. So, so it's all good. Okay, so we're going to do the heart.
So we're going to do the hearts. And what you need, I did count it up, you need to have 20 pieces.
Okay, so 20,
20.
triangles,
20
so 10
triangles.
squares.
10 squares.
Okay, so we start with
And
10
I mean,
squares.
and I've cut a few more than that, but just
Well, you
because
wanna
I
have
like
extras
variety.
so you can
I like
pick
variety
out your
here.
colors.
And so what I do, as I said, I wanted it to be 10 inches wide, and so I knew that I needed the 2.5 inch squares. And then what I did is I took whatever you have. I just have my quilting ruler that's 6 inches. I found the middle of the page with the 6 inches. I came up an inch from the bottom, because that's going to be where I'm going to start the bottom point
Okay.
of my heart, and then I have it marked every 2.5 inches, because that's how big my
Oh, okay, so she's got little pencil marks there. Oh, there
every
they are.
2.5 inches on there. And this is my center line. This right here doesn't go to the top, because that's
All
where
right,
that
so
point
we're looking
is.
at her page this way.
So that's where that point is right there. Okay. So I know that this is going to be the row right here that I have the 4 squares or the 8 triangles. So my first one is going to go, let me think. I'll play around.
And you know, you could do this on a card. You just need smaller triangles or smaller squares.
And so then you just line your first one up here. I'm just gonna. Now when I do it for real, I would put a lot more adhesive on there, but right now, just in case I need to move it, it's just a little dot of adhesive that I'm putting on there just to hold it in place. And then I'm just gonna start lining these up and mixing them up a little bit here and there.
Well, I'm going to read this while you line that up.
Sure.
It's from Anna. And somebody can try this. You know, if you guys want to try this, this is a great thing to try. I learned it. She learned it at a card class. If you place score tape on a mat and remove the backing of it and then roll the adhesive into a rope, you get a very fine line of adhesive that can be used to raise your tiny ephemera up off the paper. Wow.
That's a great idea.
Something to try.
Yeah.
Look at Peggy's just building this up. Okay, can you ring the bell? We need to find your gold paper. We've got a lot of questions for it, and Janet wants to link it. Link it, not ling it.
Yeah.
She
It's
might
just like
ling it. So we're going to find the gold paper here, guys.
Oops, where is the
It
bell?
does
Right
look like a heart. It looks
We're
well. It
getting there.
doesn't really. It looks like a house right now, but I
gonna
know
get
it's
there.
going to look like a heart when you get it done. Becky, can you look for this gold paper, please? It's got kind of some lines in it. See what we have.
It's like it's a 12 by 12 sheet.
Okay, thank you. Oh my gosh.
So and you can see here my triangles aren't necessarily exact, but you can
kind of
fix that up.
fudge them around.
You can fix that up as you go.
Okay, we are looking for the gold paper, everybody. So we know it's here,
Yep.
and we'll find it. By golly, we'll find it. I'm sure it's online, unless it's out of stock.
So right there is half of the heart. And
Oh
that took
my
what,
gosh.
30
Yes.
seconds?
After you had your things cut and you did all the math, and you know what? Nobody here has to do the math because you did it
I
already.
already did it. 2.5
You
inch
have
squares.
to do it if you want to make it for a card. You'll
Yep.
have to figure out your own math, but I think it's very doable.
Yes.
If that's 2.5, maybe for a card, maybe you start with 1 inch
1.
squares.
Looks like we're out of the gold, but we have
Oh.
red and pink.
Okay.
Okay.
We are temporarily out of the gold. We have red and pink, and we're going to solve that problem after the video. We will get some on order. So, but I think the red
would be gorgeous
the
too.
red would be
yes.
really pretty with that too.
Good selection, Becky. That looks really good.
So sorry about that, everybody. Oh gosh, they love how this is coming together, Peggy.
So quick, so easy. It looks like you've spent hours and you've spent minutes.
Well, it was a wow to see it on your page. Setting that aside. It was definitely a wow. Okay, so so really if you go across the middle, this is kind of your starting point.
That's where you're going to base it
And
on.
your triangles are all going the same direction. So your cut lines are all going from the bottom left to the upper right.
Actually, I'm going to change this around. I don't like that one. I don't like that one.
See what you can do?
So I just put a little bit of adhesive on there.
And we'll take pictures of all of this and get them off to Janet. And she always does such a wonderful job
She
on our
does.
blog.
She really does. And you know, you can use as many different patterns as you want. You know, if you want to make, just use like 2 patterns, or if you want to use 10 patterns, use as many as you want. On here, there's no
And it
rule
doesn't
that
have to
says
be
you
just
can
for
only use.
Valentine's. It could be
Right.
for, I mean, yours isn't for Valentine's.
No, just puppy love. Just puppy love.
So you could also, Peggy used her quilting ruler, but you could use your Tim Holtz
Yep.
design ruler also.
Or you could use
Just to find your center.
like if you use your mat here, you can just kind of line your paper up. Go about 1/2 inch down.
Oh, and find your center.
And find that 6-inch mark and draw your line.
And you know what? If you mess up and you're not exactly centered,
It's okay.
trim it and put it on another piece of paper.
Yep, exactly.
So Peggy's using Cupid's Sweetheart from Photo Play.
Yep.
And here's the paper pack.
And there we are.
And we had Janet made a comment, great way to use your scraps. Oh my gosh, she did it.
There it is.
There it is. Oh, that is really amazing that you figured that out. I love it.
And I mean, look how quick that was.
It was very quick, and it's a great layout, I think, for a wedding or
Oh, that'd be
a
gorgeous for a
family
wedding.
photo. And you could use different colors depending
Yep.
on your theme. They could be bright colors, maybe if it's
Anything.
a young girl
Yes.
or teenager or just all kinds of things. So
Yep.
that is amazing.
In any color, any pattern, any paper. I mean, we could have put, you know, some of that metallic paper in here too, and that would have been just beautiful, I think.
So here we're going to show, let's bring these together, and we will, and see, and it's even the same paper, but it looks pretty similar, a little different. And Peggy did her stitching lines, but you could run a narrow piece of cardstock. You could use a pen, do some pen lines, some doodling.
Yep. And when I, you know, run my line for my stitching, I will just go to my 1/8 inch mark, which is the very first line on here. I'm going to line this up with the edge, and then I'm going to draw my line. And I'll extend it a little bit because I don't know exactly where this is going to meet.
Right.
So there's my 1/8 inch there. And then I'm going to go, you know, to the next side, and I'll draw it here. And so this is where I'm going to meet my stitching. So then I'll erase.
Right. And if you do erase, make sure you use the white plastic eraser. Oh, she brought one. Oh, great. Good
because
job.
another thing I cannot live without.
This is a wonderful eraser. This is what I use even just doing our schedule and stuff here at the store, because
it's wonderful.
It doesn't smear. And you know how it is, you get your pencil, the end of your pencil, and then you smear and you have more of a mess. And then she also brought out the powder tool from EK, which turns your stickers to die cuts, takes off the, it doesn't take it off the adhesive, but it sticks to the adhesive.
Unsticks, yeah.
It unsticks it.
Yep.
And then if you need to, you've got your undo.
Yes, I've had to
Put
use that a
something
couple
where you
times.
don't want it. And Janet mentioned you could play with the size of the squares to make a smaller heart for a card.
And then the zig pen, the zig glue pen, I use that for a lot of my smaller elements.
Oh, for little things like this.
Yeah, I use that on these things.
And that is very handy also. And if you have the zig, the blue, I call it the blue glue.
Yep.
It you're going to want to shake it now and then. If it's been sitting in your stash and you haven't used it for a while, be sure and shake it up.
Yep.
Well, Peggy, oh my gosh, I'm wore
we
out.
go.
I don't know about you, but I'm wore out. I'm going to have to go rest to get myself a Diet Coke or something.
Oh, these are a lot of fun. I like the
You
triangle
did an
shape,
amazing
and,
job. It's amazing.
I thought they came out. I enjoyed doing it, and I'm really happy with how these layouts came out. And I really like how different they all look.
I know, and they're all
they're
triangles.
but they all have very different looks to them.
So it's another way to shape up this year,
Yep.
everybody. We're getting in shape here at Memory Bound.
Yep, we are. Yeah, we are.
So thank you so very much, Peggy. And tomorrow we're doing some more shapes, and tomorrow Val will be here, and she's doing quilted card fronts. And I think you're going to
that'll be
love
beautiful.
that. Val's been here before. We're lucky she's able to come in because she has.
a beautiful
We're
card
going to
maker.
say she has a real job. There must not be school tomorrow because Val works at one of our schools here in town. So she'll be here tomorrow, and then Teresa will be back on Monday. So thanks, everybody. Have a crafty day, and stop in and see us. Be
Yeah.
sure and check out our sale area because we're moving
Making
stuff
room
out
for
so we
new
can get all
stuff.
that new stuff in.